In this video, I'm going to show you how to put together the Poop Recycling Company conveyor belt assembly that I designed. And this is a quick view of what it's going to look like when we put it all together. That's on my screen right now. As you can see, it's all multiple pieces that are clipped together, and then there are bearings in the middle, there's motors in the middle, and then there's also holes for you to be able to put stuff in, different attachments, so on and so forth, that will be introduced later. When you go into Bambu Studio, I will pull this up really quick. What you will see is multiple plates. This plate right here, I have everything set up for everything to print in layers to minimize the amount of waste that you have. So if you print it with, for instance, there's actually two of these plates that have all this super fun jazz on it. Um, if you were to print it with just the um, Poop Recycling Company uh, trusses, it would print in order from whatever your main color is. Then the next one would be green, then white or whatever, then yellow. And there's only three color changes. And then what I did here is I actually have it set up so that when you print it, um, if we were to do a print preview, it would actually fill into all of these. I can do that actually really quick. It would fill into all of these because I have the infill and everything about all those objects set up to just pour into or to fill into all of those different things to minimize the waste. And the reason why is because really of everything that you see here, the only thing that you see on the outside are one, two, three, four, those four dots right there. And then also these blue things right here, but everything else is on the inside of the conveyor belt, so it really doesn't matter what color it is. So I minimize it, and it actually looks pretty cool when you slice it and print it like that. Um, and then, so that's one plate. And then the second plate that we have is right over here, which once again, you don't need to print all of this twice. All of these things, this is if you wanted to print this all in one color. I've got the conveyor belt. It's all printed in one place. And then these right here are, if you need to fix the conveyor belt, these can be used. These two right here can be used to put in new links, but it is set up right now to be the perfect length. And then these right here hold it together on the bottom. These hold the motors in, and this is actually the same setup as what's in the forklift, so I just adapted what they did for Maker's World with the forklift and made the motor like that. And then also there is an option if you don't want to do the motors right over here, you can crank by hand, ignore this, but um, instead of having the gears on the end, which I'll show you in a minute, you can crank it by hand and the end gear is going to be cranked by hand instead. And then the other thing that's really cool is what I think needs to happen in all of the different cyber brick community, the world is, different brands, if you will. And so what I developed is the Poop Recycling Company, and so I've got a whole line of items that are coming out: a garage, a lift, an elevator. That go along with the Poop Recycling Company. And if you look on the bottom of it, you'll see that they've got holes so you can print these separately and put them onto items later. You just have to have the mounts set up for them to be able to clip on wherever it is that they need to clip on. And I have lots of different mounts available. So it's like, hey, as long as you clip onto at least two out of these seven, you'll be fine. And so you'll be able to use that. And in the future, I've got an elevator coming, which I haven't quite finished testing it yet. It's really close, and various other things that I'm working on as well. But I'll just put out just one at a time. Um, so I'm going to go ahead and let's look at the camera. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And so we're going to go ahead and put this together. What you need in order to be able to put this together, let's see here, you need uh, airsoft BBs. So right here, you'll notice these are just 12 gram. It doesn't matter what they are, but as long as they're 6 millimeter airsoft BBs. And then this right here is a speed control that I got off of Amazon. That's fairly cheap. I think it's about $4 or $5. And then this is also a USB-C connector. You don't have to actually get a USB-C connector. You can literally just take an old iPhone cable. And I did this over here on this item this is the next item that I'm working on. But I took an old iPhone cable and put it in there and have it connected with an old iPhone cable instead. And so if you do that, you just have to cut off the end of the cable and then put it together, and then you don't have to go and buy the USB-C stuff. But these are the only things that you have to buy externally. And then um, from Maker World, from Bambu, you buy let's see here, the micro DC motor. This is um, part of the kit that comes. So it's those motors that you use for all the various builds, and then so it's the starter part of that Cyber Brick starter kit, and then this is the other one, which is the gosh, it's not focusing. There we go. Single axis plastic reduction gear kit. And then obviously you use this when you do that as well. So we're going to go ahead and put this together, and this is kind of how it all comes out of the printer-ish. We've got all these super cool logos, so you can put these logos on anything, but I'm going to kind of put these logos out of the way. And then we've got the conveyor belt right here, and we've got uh, all these various things. But the big thing that I want you to know is when you print these items, the way that it comes out is it comes out with these. These are going to be the gears that are inside of the conveyor belt, but you use the plastic BBs as bearings, and you print out the plastic middle part and the plastic gear, and then you put the BBs around to make a bearing. So I'm going to show you how to do that really quick. And so um, the bearing, you've got the gears on the outside, and there's a tiny little notch on the side that you'll see. There's only a notch on one side. It's really hard to see in here, but there's a notch, and then there's a notch on this part as well. And you line those two notches up. And so what I would do is when you get started, there's literally, let's see here, one, two, three, four. So there's a total of 12 bearings that you have to make, and then there's also another two on the side. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and do that. You can keep them in a bag like this or however you do, but the way that I like to do it, I like to have them in a thing on the side. And I'm going to take some and just what I do is I don't put the middle part in yet. I put four in the middle, one, two, three, four, right on the table like this. And then I put my center cog in there, if you will, and line them up. And then I put the rest of them in. You could probably put five in, but four is fine. It just helps to get started. Now, it's not super easy to get them in. You kind of got to push them in, especially the more that you get, the harder you got to push. But as you can see, let's see here, once you get started, um, once you line it all up and get them in there, um, it's not too terribly difficult. And so you can see it's already set, and it keeps you from having to buy metal bearings. Now this one, I actually redid this, so in the print file, it's nicer now, but there's a couple things I messed up in this one, but I'm going to show you how to do this one. This one is a little bit different. You, once again, just line them up. So this right here is the one on the very end. It's got this already attached to the gear, and the reason why it's got to be like that is just because this is the one that actually turns everything, and it's attached to the motor. So you line it up like this, put the four balls in the middle, one, two, three. Oops, accidentally got a yellow one in there. I don't want a yellow one. One, two, three, four, and then you line it up on the ground. Make sure that you line up those two areas that have the notches in it. And then we're going to put in the last four balls. So there's a total of eight balls in all these, and I try to use the same bearings for all of them. Um, but this one's not perfectly level like the other one, so you might need to do a little bit of finagling um, to really push them in there, because once they line up, so now that I've got six in there, it's lined up really well, and now I can just push the other ones in there, and it's really hard to take apart. So just so you know, once you put them in, the likelihood of you getting them apart without breaking without cutting out the balls is pretty hard. So a lot of this build is actually held together by those ball bearings that you see right there. And so then you can see the ball bearing is literally built into the side. So I went ahead and I built all of these. What you're going to do, you've got multiple pieces that you're going to have. So you're going to put, hey, I've got this one, put this together, put this one together, put this one together, and the three of these together with one more piece make the entirety of the axle. So you take the small piece, there's a small piece on the end, this one right here, a small piece right here, and you put this together. Okay, and so it's now this is the end of the axle, first gear, then the next part of the axle, and then you put the next gear on, and then the last gear already has the end of the axle built in. And so I've got all three gears, and once you get them together, you're not going to get them apart. So these ones right here, I actually tried to take one of them apart so that way I could show you how it's done. And when I tried to take it apart, it snapped. And so that's why I had to do it with a different color. So I'm going to go ahead and start to put this together. Um, what we have here is we've got the two sides. So this is going to be the right side. And then this is going to be the left side. And then what we have is this one right here is going to just, it goes together like a puzzle piece, but you notice those don't line up. So I actually have it on the wrong side, although it doesn't look horrible. So the other thing is that you're going to notice is that the holes line up really specifically as well. So now this is all one solid side, and then we're going to do the other solid side as well. So we've got the other solid side as well. And so we've got these two sides together. And now what we're going to do is we're going to have the middle piece is going to go in the middle, but we're going to do that in just a minute. So I'm going to show you how to put this middle part together. What this middle part is I've got two motors. One motor is right here. The other motor is going to be right here. And this is set up, like I said, just like the forklift motor. I don't know if it's set up like the other motor as well, the other motors as well. But it is set up like the forklift motor. So I'm going to put the other motor in. And so what I need is I need this micro DC motor, and I'm going to pull this out. Okay. And I'm going to pull one motor out. Okay. And the one thing that I'm going to do that you'd be like, oh, I really don't want to do this, but it is what it is. I need these wires exposed because the way that I'm using this, I'm plugging this into a speed, this speed thing right here. Um, and I'm going to pull it out right here. So I'm actually pulling this out right here. I pulled the white part off. It's really hard to see. Let's see here. Is it focusing? It's not focusing, but I pulled the white part off. So the white part is in my other hand, and then you've got these metal parts that are in this end right here. Let's see here. And so we're going to need those metal parts apart. And the reason why I need those separate is because the motors are going in two different directions, and we want them to go in the same direction when they turn. And so the only way to do that is by switching the direction of the motors. The other thing that we're going to do is we're going to pull out this right here. Maybe you can see the ends now, but the ends, yeah, there we go. Now that's focused on that. The ends right there are what you're going to be using. Okay, so we're going to put these in. We're going to put the small little gear onto here. Here. Okay. And then we're going to put these two pins into the areas that need the pins. Okay. And then we're going to take the first gear. It's got the little lip, and it's going to go right here. I'm going to take a little bit of that lubricant. I'm going to put it on the gear. Oops, I think I did a little bit too much. Uh, this is what you get for having big, clumsy fingers. Okay. Now I'm going to put the motor in. Okay. Next, I'm going to put the largest gear in. Once again, I'm going to put a little bit of lubricant in there. Okay. And then after that, I'm going to put the smallest gear right here. And you can put a little lube in there again. Okay. And then last but not least, you're going to take this piece right here and put it into the other piece. Okay. And put them together. So now you should have something that looks kind of like this. Kind of hard to see, but there we go. Now we're going to take our cover. So our cover that looks like this. Now the covers are two different covers. There is, you notice this bottom part, it goes a little bit lower. You want that one to go lower, like to the bottom right here. So this one's going on the right-hand side, and then it goes lower down there to match with it. And so we're going to do that, and then we're going to screw it together with their Allen wrench uh, end. Let's see here. There we go. Let's put this in the hole, screw it together, and we'll do the other side as well. Screw it together. Okay. Now the next thing that we're going to do is take this little Allen wrench one out. We're going to attach these to the speed control. Okay, so the way that we're going to attach it, we've got this piece right here, and you'll notice it says power, and it says motor, plus or minus. And so we're going to put them into the motor plus or minus right there. And so there's a plus and a minus. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take these wires right here, um, and we're going to put these wires through the what's that called? Through this little channel right here. So make sure that you get both wires in there. And it's really important that you put them in that channel because we don't want them to get caught up in the gears. So we got the first one in the channel. Now we're going to get the second one in the channel. It's a little putsy, but it's putsy because I don't want them to come out. And there is just enough space for us to put these ends into the motor or into the speed controller. So the speed controller is going to go on these 4 pins right here, and it should fit right on those 4 pins. And we're going to take these right here, and we're going to put one red with the other black, and then we're going to take the other black and put it with the other red, and we're going to put them into the opposite, plus and minuses. And the reason why is because when we split them like that, um, it's going to make one motor go one direction by reversing the polarity of the motor by putting one red into the positive and the other red into the negative, and then one black into the positive and the other black into the negative. It makes the motor spin in the correct direction. And so that's why we're doing what we're doing. So we just put them together, and we can just leave those metal ends just like the way that they were and put them right into that hole. Okay, so I got the first one in there and close it up. Okay, I'm going to take the second one, put it right in here, open it up first. Yeah, make sure that you open up those screws first. So you'll need to raise them all up first. And then once you raise them up, I forgot to raise up the second one. Then you'll be able to put them in. Okay, and then we're going to tighten that. And so now I've got those are all inserted just the way that they need to. Okay, so you should by now have all of these done. Okay, should have these all inserted. And so we're all set up like this. The next thing that you're going to do, we've got this USB-C, which you can put in, or you can use, like I said, an old USB-C or old USB cable, an old iPhone charging cable, whatever. And we're just going to put it right in that hole. So it fits right in there. And so you're going to be able to power it. If you do the USB-C, you'll be able to power it just like this. Um, and we're going to put it right into here. Okay. So we've got, you're going to put the red in the positive. Put this in upside down. I'm going to take it out and put it back in. There we go. So I'm going to put the red in the positive and the black in the negative. Line them up. A little tedious. Once you get it, you should be good to go. Okay. And so now I've got everything all set up, and what you can do to test it, just plug it in. And I'm going to turn it all the way off. Okay. And when you turn it on, you'll notice that it's going and it's turning. Now, what you would see if you saw this is it's turning this way. So that means that when it turns uh, the conveyor belt, it's going to be going in that direction, which is exactly the way that I want it to go. If you want it to go in the other direction, all that you've got to do is flip the polarity of these motors. So take the plus, take out of take the wires out of the plus side and put them into the negative, and vice versa, and then you'd be able to do it. Okay, so I'm going to unplug this, and now we're going to assemble everything. So I'm going to take this off, and I'm going to take this off, and we're going to assemble the back part together now. Okay, so yours should look like this. And we're going to, uh, right here, I'm going to take one of these. Actually, what I'm going to do, yeah, I'm going to put this in right here, and then I'm going to take um, the motor, line it up, and put the center insert in right there. Okay, and line this up so this is all set. And then I'm going to put this one in as well, and it should just all go together. And then we're going to take this side and make sure that you're going to have to line up this one right here with the motor. So you line that up with the motor, and then all the rest of it, once you line that one up with the motor, should just slide right in. And then it goes together, just clips in together, and is held together with friction. Um, and then the other thing that you can do in a little bit is we're going to put these on the bottom, but we're not going to do that quite yet. Next thing that you can do is this right here. We've got this nut, and we can put the nut on there and just tighten the nut down. And after you've tightened the nut down, then what we're going to do is we're going to put this um, knob on, and I like to put it all the way down at the bottom. So then when you turn it, uh, you turn it on, turn it off, so on and so forth. Okay. Next thing that we're going to do is we are going to put this chain on. Now, I did something a little bit different. When you guys get your chain, it's all going to be in one piece. But I wanted to show you all that you can also add more. So if I wanted to, um, I can just add a whole nother section. You don't have to do all of the electrical components in the middle, but you can do um, this section right here. So just this piece, and these two middle pieces. Just put another one in there, and it will, notice they just spin really good. So, um, but yeah, so you can put these electrical pieces in there, or sorry, you can put the like a whole nother section in there right here, and you can add a length of chain, which um, on Bambu Lab it says extra conveyor belt, and that's what this is for. And then there's extra pieces like right here for you to clip them together. And the way that you clip them together is you go like this. So you've got to cut them. You've got to cut it apart. So you've basically got to take one out. But then when you clip it together, um, you have a pin, and then the pin, whoops, missed. Pin goes right through. So this is the extra piece, and it goes right through that, and then just keep going. There we go. And then the other side, the bar is already there. And so you'll notice that the extra piece has a little slit in it. And so you've got to put the piece into the end first. So you slide it into the end first, and then you slide it into the slit, and then you'll be able to slide it into the other side as well, and then it all just holds together. Um, and so then it's all one solid piece, just like how you have. Okay, what we're going to do next is we're going to put this on. Okay. And we're going to take the poop recycling company, and we're going to put in the two extra pieces, right like that. Okay. And we're just going to slide it in. Okay. So now we've got the conveyor belt on there. And now I'm going to take the last poop recycling company side and just snap them right onto those axles. And now it is all together as one solid piece, just held together by friction. And if the motors weren't in there, it would just spin really fast. Uh, but now what we're going to do is we're going to take these pieces right here and we're going to put them on the bottom, and they just go in, they hold together the ends. So there's two pieces, or there's two holes that are together in various places. And so now it is one solid, oops, it is one solid constructed conveyor belt that is powered when you plug it in, and then you just turn this. If you want to, you can add more height by adding more of these feet. So I can just go just like this and make it even taller. And so now I've got even higher feet. Um, and yeah, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug it in. Okay. And so I've plugged it in, and then I'm going to, oops, and you can change how fast it goes or how slow it goes. And I don't know why it's stopping. Oh, it just got stuck on something. So there you go. That's how you do it. And then there's going to be a whole nother line, or there's going to be more items that are coming out with this. So just be aware, just be checking up again that there's more coming out for the poop recycling factory. Um, so yeah.